Hi, and welcome to Diversity in the Community. I am so excited about my guests here tonight and what they're going to be talking about, all the wonderful things that they're doing in the community. We have Roz Swift, we have Melissa and Chad Woodyard, right? Am I saying that right?
You're saying it correct.
Okay, wonderful, wonderful.
Beautiful.
So welcome to Win TV. This is a ministry to me because I'm looking for people who are going to put positive things out on the air. We share so many negative things. So we're looking for some. When I was reading about you guys, I see all positive. So I am so proud to have you, and I'm happy that you took the time to come out.
Thank you.
Thank you.
On Win TV.
Oh, thank you so much.
So you have an upcoming Juneteenth celebration.
Yes.
Right. So we're going to talk about that a few times during the night, just so people won't forget that we'll keep talking about it. But before we get into the questions about what's coming up, I just want each of you to look into, I think that's your camera over there, and just tell us a little bit about yourself. We'll start with you, Roz.
Okay. Hello out there. My name is Rosalind Swift. I've been married for over 60 years. My husband is a pastor, and I have been in the community as an outreach liaison, as a community outreach person. So I've been kind of doing this work for many, many, many years. I have 5 children. I have 19 grandchildren. I have 8 great-grandchildren. And we do have a big family. So again, like I say, I've been out in the community for over 40 years. I've done various things in the Enfield community, at Juvenile Review Board, sat on the Enfield Loaves and Fishes Board. I am now sitting on the Enfield Safe Harbor Board, and I am founder and CEO of Ujima African American Alliance. And like I say, there's many other things I can talk about my family and, you know, who we are and what we do and stuff like that. But I'll turn it on over to Theresa.
No, I'm back to over here. Tell me something about yourself that you want the folks to know.
All right. My name is Melissa Woodyard. I am part of Ujima African American Alliance. I am one of the co-founders. I'm the secretary. Not new to the community, but besides doing that, I have been married 30 years, be celebrating 31 years. I have 3 sons, 1 granddaughter. I also have my own business, 2 things which I do, Woodyard Creations and Painting and Changing Lives. I am also within the community regarding Ministries of Love and Hope. I deal with that as well. Love to do things with the youth. Looking forward to doing more things in the community to let people know more about Ujima African American Alliance.
Nice.
My name is Chad Woodyard. I am the husband of Melissa Woodyard, 31 years in September, and born and raised in Washington, D.C. While I was there, I was involved in the prison ministries as well as the homeless. Those are my 2 favorite ministries because those are the invisible people.
Yeah.
So moved here in 97. I met her in D.C. She was going to Bowie State University, and a friend of ours brought her past my apartment, and she fell in love with me on first sight.
Oh, God.
That's why.
Oh, so we had to go there.
So moved here in 97, and I don't have the resume that the other 2 have. I am now a member of Ujima African American Alliance, also the DEI board of Enfield, and we work with the men's ministry at Ministries of Love and Hope.
Wonderful. How did you guys come up with the name Ujima?
Well, we just kind of brainstormed. And first, I don't know, Melissa, do you remember the first name we had picked out?
It was Ujoma. Ujoma. Yeah.
And the reason we decided on this particular name is because it means, you know, working together in the community and taking responsibility.
Oh, okay.
So that's part of the meaning of Ujima, and it's one of the days of Kwanzaa. I'm not sure which one it is, but that name is one of the Kwanzaa days. But it was most important that we represent community, and that we are willing to work in the community. And
I love your mission statement. It said educating, inspiring, and engaging the African American community, because I'm assuming that you feel that they're not being pulled in enough, and so that's what you guys are trying to make a change about, right?
you are right. I don't know if anybody want to address that as far as our town, and naturally we are minority. So if you want to,
So it's very important for us as a people, as a whole, and as a people in the town of Enfield,
Right,
to collectively work together.
right.
Because if we're separate like this, the hand is not as effective as
Yeah,
this.
yes.
And so also with a collective working, we can unify our resources, we can network, and we can work together to get more things done quicker.
Right, right.
And people I know, you might not know. So again, we can come together and share resources and work together, because unfortunately, in the town of Enfield, we're such a small population,
Yeah,
and we're not scattered, but we're separate. Because it's a large geographical area, and so few of us. So we want to come together, but also not just the African American community, we want to educate the broader community as well.
okay.
Because unfortunately, there's a divide, as you know, based on the skin color. That is what it is.
It is what it is.
it is what it is.
And we all can work together.
Right,
But
right.
first, as people always say, help yourself. And that's our goal, is to help ourselves. And then from there, join forces with anyone else, and to go ahead and again, foster a community. When I say community, that's everybody, that we can work together. Now, primarily, first and foremost, us.
Yes, yes. Thank you, thank you. What was, I have here the Ujima African American Alliance originated for a 10-week program by UConn called People Empowering People in 2017. So that's how it started out?
It started with that. And after, it was only a 10-week program, and we did not do anything with it as far as forming an organization. But the whole purpose of PEP was to do that, to have your voices raised in your community and make a positive impact. So we kind of, dazzled around and, trying to get started and different things like that. And then finally in 2019, I reached out to several people, and we began to talk about forming a permanent organization. And lo and behold, it was done. And lo and behold, to us, we were like shocked, because we are the first African American that ever formed a nonprofit organization in Enfield.
You got to be kidding me.
And this is 2019. We're like,
You have got to be kidding me.
I'm like, what? I mean, naturally we did the research, the library did the research, and we like,
Oh my
all
God.
these years, and no other African American had formed a nonprofit in Enfield. They had not.
Wow.
They had not.
So congratulations to you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That is wonderful. That is shocking.
Yeah.
It really is shocking.
It is. It was shocking to us to realize in this day and age, and there have been a Black population, and they're small,
Right.
and they have had several groups, but for whatever reason, they never formed to be formal, and to formalize it. But there were groups, so I don't want it to seem like there was no groups there at all.
Yeah.
But no one ever went through the steps to really form organization in Enfield, not a person of color.
Wow. Learning some stuff here today. Some things I may ask that you may have already said, but I have my little questions down here. What was the purpose of the program, and what year did you have your first Juneteenth celebration?
The first Juneteenth celebration actually was out of that program. When you do the 10-week program, which that was 2017. So after you go through the 10-week program, then you do a project, and you do a project in your town.
Okay.
And so one of our former board members, Monica Wright, she came up with the idea, well, let's do a Juneteenth.
Okay.
And guess what? We did it, but nobody knew anything about Juneteenth. And we're still teaching people about Juneteenth. Now it's the national holiday. But so our first one, which was very small, was from that PEP program. And then our organization, this will be our third year.
Third year.
That'll be our third year.
So for people out there that hear about Juneteenth but don't really know it, anybody want to talk about what Juneteenth means?
Yes, I do. Okay, so Juneteenth in and of itself, separate from the holiday, we're talking about the event, the historical event. What people need to understand and appreciate is that, okay, the 4th of July, they say America was free, but not everyone, just Europeans.
Okay.
Okay, so people say that Juneteenth is a cultural event, and I argue, no, it is not. If that's a cultural event, then so is the 4th of July. This is a country of freedom, okay?
Right.
So now, as we know, Abraham Lincoln allegedly freed the slaves.
Okay.
I can give some background on that, but I won't. So now, the whole country was free,
Okay.
allegedly, except for Texas. No one told the brothers and sisters in Texas,
Right.
and the former human traffickers weren't going to tell them that at all. So by the time the word got to them, it was in June, obviously, 1868, I'm sorry. So they got excited. So that was our 4th of July, because now officially
Yeah.
written into law, we were now free. So the celebration of Juneteenth, the historical event, is much more to me than the holiday.
Right.
I can talk some more about that, but I won't. So Juneteenth is about the celebration of freedom in America for everyone. That's what Juneteenth is about.
I'm so glad you said that, because when people started celebrating Juneteenth, I had no clue what it was about until I was invited to act in a skit or something in downtown at some place, and we did the whole skit about them coming to that town or whatever to tell those people that they were free. I had no clue what Juneteenth was about, because nobody didn't really say it. They were just saying, "Oh, we're celebrating Juneteenth."
Yes.
I'm like, okay.
Yes.
And then when I was actually in the skit or the play is when I realized what it was all about. And I'm sure a lot of people are celebrating Juneteenth and they have no clue what it's about.
Yes.
Correct.
Yes.
You know,
Yep.
so that's why I wanted you to, say something about it. That's great. I love it. I may have asked this already, but I see that you were officially formed, and I think we talked about this in December of 2019. And did we talk about what does the name Ujima mean? We talked about it already, right?
We did. We
Yeah.
said it's a collective, working together in the community, responsibility, so forth. I didn't say it just like the card says, but
Yeah.
that's the overall
Yeah.
view.
What is the mission of the organization, and when did you notice that there was a need for it? And I think you talked a little bit about that too, right?
Yes, but
Melissa, you want to address that?
Anybody else?
This is our mission.
Yep.
It's we talked about it: educating, inspiring, and engaging the African American community. And the reason why that's important, because one thing is we as a people don't get together. We don't get together. We need to learn how to work together instead of seeing one person doing this and saying, well, they think she's something. We have to learn how to say, how did you do that?
Right.
And then show me how you did that, so
Right.
I can show somebody else how to do that.
Right.
And that's what we're all about. We're about telling people about the things in the community. If you need help in the community, we can actually give you a point of reference on where to go to within the town of Enfield if you need help in social services. And if a person needs help in general, we can find that information. And we really want people to learn about what we do in Enfield. And so that if there is an issue that is going on in Enfield, you can send us an email, and we would send an email asking to see what's going on. We had an issue that happened in Suffield, and I ran across in an event that I was doing, just because of the fact that I met somebody vending. I told them who I was. They sent the information over, and then we sent the email to the town of Suffield to see what was going on regarding that issue that was happening. So it's all for us just to work together. Really, that's what it is. It's all about community, helping each other, serving one another, and as we say, for the common goal.
Yes, yeah, I love that. Your group has achieved many milestones since its inception. Can you name a few? I have them here, but I just want y'all to talk about them.
Go ahead.
The first big thing that you talk about is the first.
Being the first African American nonprofit organization formed in Enfield, Connecticut in 2019.
Yes. But go ahead and tell about the rest.
Go ahead.
We had our Juneteenth celebration, the first Juneteenth celebration in Enfield, that like the big formal one in Enfield. We had news broadcasters there, and that was in 2021.
So that's really recent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're new.
Yeah.
We're new.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow. Oh my
What else?
goodness.
We did a Black History event. We did a Black History event at the library for books. We got books in the library underneath the name of Ujima. We did mental awareness program that we just did.
So needed.
Yeah. That was really good.
Oh my goodness. So
Yeah.
needed. A friend of mine does a show called She Is Me, and we had a mental awareness event. And when people first started talking, everybody was like quiet, because everybody tried to hide that in our community. They want nobody to know. But then when people started opening up, we actually went over the time that we were supposed to be at that venue, because then once somebody saw, especially the men, when they started opening up, then everybody started having stuff to say. And it just, and since then she's had a few more of those events, and people just really love them. People come and pour their houses, hearts out, not only about mental illness, but also addictions and stuff like that. People have been telling, and people that are prominent in the community was saying, listen, I've been drug free for 10, 15 years. You look alike. I remember we went to one, and my son was like, oh my God, that guy used to be my coach. But it made people feel like, I'm not the only one, so I can tell my story. So that's a wonderful thing.
Yeah, secrets sometimes can kill you.
Yes.
You hold them on the inside. And, I think people of color have always been fearful about acknowledging any kind of mental health issue or anything like that.
And told not to tell.
Yes, and it was like you were crazy. And, the term crazy, and it has nothing to do with trauma and things that you've experienced in your life that has burdened you down, that you need to talk about it and let go. And like you said, when someone tells their story, it helps another person tell their story. It helps another person. So a couple of other things. We adopted a school in Enfield. It's Eli Whitney School. We plan to give out a few scholarships. A couple of scholarships this year. We also, and I think Chad mentioned it already, we were instrumental in starting the first DEI commission in Enfield. So, it's been moving along. Diversity, inclusion, equity. Diversity, inclusion, and equity. DEI, or the other way around. Diversion, equity, and inclusion. Diversion, equity, and inclusion. So, it's getting a pretty bad rap now, though. There's a lot of fighting about that term. And people are now saying that it's been a hindrance to other races, And they are really doing a lot of negative things and talking about, I mean, like in Florida, they closed down all the departments in the schools that had that up. So, you know, and our town, I don't know, we don't know what's really going to happen with it at the end of the day. Because it's new also, you know, but we'll keep trucking along.
Yeah.
But you know what, just to add to that, when people hear DEI now, it's like when they heard Black Lives Matter a few years ago. That's a buzzword for them.
Yeah.
And what they don't realize, the 13th Amendment was put there purposely for us. Not for minorities,
Right.
no one else,
Yeah.
but for us.
Yeah.
But now, the courts act like that never existed. It wasn't just for blacks. It's for, no, it doesn't say minorities. It doesn't say short people. It doesn't say anything but blacks or Negroes to make up what had happened to our ancestors for hundreds of years. So, unfortunately now with the courts the way they are, they gut that. And what other organizations have done, they have written our coattails. Yes, me too. So that's why it's important for us to focus on us. So with the DEI, it's everybody.
Yes.
You know,
Yeah.
but this fight is not about it's not everybody's fight. This fight is our fight. So I just want to add that to it.
Yes, it is. And we're going to talk about I'm going to say it a few times so people won't forget. Talk about, again, the Juneteenth celebration and talk about who I already know who's going to be there, but I just want you guys to talk about it. So we'll say it a few times before we go off. So just talk about the celebration.
Well, I would say our main person or group that we're having is Afro-Semitic Experience. And their mission is African Americans and Jewish people together. And part of their mission is to really talk about unity through singing, and they teach dancing. They have workshops, which we're going to have that day as a part of that. So that's the main group. But we do have other people speaking and.
Yep. So we have a band coming in. They do a drum set called Magic Soul. Magic Soul. It's a young kids doing marching really good. They're real good. And then we do have double dutch. They're gonna have some double dutch. People watch the young kids double dutch. I may try to double dutch myself that day. I don't know. Call 911.
Well, I know you're not gonna be able to get in they set. Maybe they'll have a practice set.
We're gonna have food and
Yes.
and all that kind of stuff.
Yes. And we still need food. We still need vendors.
Yeah.
We still need vendors. People are coming in slowly but surely, but if you can pass the word for vendors to come to Connecticut, come to Enfield, Connecticut, that'll be great, because everybody is jumping on the Juneteenth celebration now.
Yeah.
So before it was just a few towns, but now we got Hartford's doing it. We have Manchester's doing it.
Yeah.
We have Windsor doing it. We have Suffield doing it. So we have a lot going on for Juneteenth.
So if somebody needed to get in touch with you guys, let's say somebody wanted to vent or anything like that, who would they contact? What number would they call? What would they go online? What would they do in order to contact you to be?
Basically, our email, which is uaaanfield@gmail.com. And I don't know if Chad want to give his telephone number. I mean, he's the chair. So, or just, that's the only way that we can. Do we have a way to do it on, I don't think so, not on our website. You can contact us if they go to our website.
Okay.
They can also
Yeah, but say it a few times so they can get it.
Yeah.
Okay.
My number's listed.
Oh, okay, so your number.
Yeah, my number's listed on the form. So it'll be 860-394-7372 for contact for vending. My name is Melissa.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I know they're gonna show. We had a picture of the actual form, so that they'll. But I mean, it's gonna come. Well, they can stop the thing and look at the camera, whatever you want to. Not camera. Oh Lord, stop this. You can put it on pause. You can put it on pause. And,
I want to mention one more performer,
Mm-hmm.
the Enfield Poet Laureate,
Yes.
Yes.
Emma Hutchins. She's also a member of
Oh,
our board of directors.
I know.
Okay, oh, all right.
Yes, I've been
Plug.
knowing her for years.
Oh, good.
She was a part of my writers group.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yep.
And she naturally is the first Black person for Enfield that's been a poet laureate.
Yes.
And she's on our board, but that
You
is
said
really.
poet
Laureate.
Poet
What does
Yeah.
that mean?
Okay, explain what that means. But they represent the town
Yes.
Okay.
that they're in, and they speak about, artist kind of things, which is poetry, writing, and
Okay.
painting, and all that kind of thing. And she's exploded. You see her stuff. She's exploded all over the place.
Yeah. Oh.
I mean, she is just everywhere. And we're feeling really proud. I'm gonna use the word proud. You're not supposed to be proud. I'm gonna use the word proud that she is Enfield first person of color poet laureate, and they do have them, every couple of years, So, and that's really one of our missions. Also, is to get people of color, African Americans, engaged in the town. So myself and Chad, we're on the DEI committee. We had Claudia. She was on the Enfield grant making committee.
Okay.
So we're trying to just encourage people of color to get involved in the town. And there's a lot of commissions that they can get involved in. All they have to do is go to the website, go on the commissions. If you're in Enfield, it's a lot of things that's open that they can get involved in.
And the benefit of that is we can leverage our numbers.
Okay.
So if we have members of our community on the different boards,
Mm-hmm.
that means we can amplify our influence
Okay.
with fewer people.
Yes. Yes.
So it's very important for us to become active on all of the boards, as many boards as possible.
Possible. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's how you do it. That's how you leverage your not power, but influence.
Your influence and your voice.
Yes, yes.
We haven't been heard. We haven't been represented in Enfield, So.
Let me see. Oh, I think you talked about it a little bit before, but I was going to say, tell me about the adoption of Ellis. Is it Ellis?
Eli Whitney
Oh,
School.
but I spelled it wrong.
Well, it is,
right.
yeah,
Eli
Eli
Whitney
Whitney School. Well, it's a new mission that we did. So last year we gave money towards supplies and different things like that.
Okay.
And then we're looking to support them in other ways as well. And we're growing into that. And I'm sure like this year we'll probably support them monetary wise in the same kind of way. But we're looking, and we do need other people to join because, we can't do everything. So this is why we're trying to encourage other people to become a part of our organization so they can, fit where they feel good at. And that's why I say all these different things are open to be involved in, and so they can do that. It's a lot of ways that I see, because I can see what the school is doing. So I can see a lot of ways that we can help, even if it's just going on a field trip day, being, different things like, but just seeing people of color involved in different things,
So in October 2023, you had a public giving gala. Can you tell me about that?
Yes. I was like, and I really was blown away about that because the Hartford Public Foundation is a major donor, and we are fairly new, but they recognized the work that we were doing in Enfield. So they invited me down to speak about what we were doing and, just to tell them, and naturally, I shouldn't say it like that, how their funding helps us complete our mission. But I really took that as a great honor that we, being a new organization, that an organization like that, as large as they are, recognized what we were doing in Enfield and had us to come down and talk about it.
Wow.
So,
Nice.
nice. Yeah, I thought so. I mean, I was really like, you know, like, how did they find us in the little haystack? You know, out of all the hay, it's because it's a big, they serve 29 towns,
Yeah.
and I'm sure, and they do support all these towns, so it was nice.
Wonderful.
It's nice to be recognized for what you do. You
Yeah.
don't have to be proud about it. You don't have to get a big head. It's
From the
just,
heart.
it's just nice. It's just a nice, to feel like somebody is acknowledging the work that you're doing.
Right,
Mhm.
right. Wonderful. What else do I want to ask you that I have on here? Tell me about your future goals for this group and how has the Harvard, you may have answered some of this, Harvard Foundation of Public Giving and other sponsors help the group to meet its goals?
So one of the things we're going to continue on doing is the mental health program.
Yeah.
So we want to plan on having another one later on this year, and just to continue on with that, because as we stated earlier, within our community, you don't want to talk about the things that you're having and the way that you're feeling, your thoughts.
Yeah.
So it's something that we want to continue. That's something that we actually even train our sons are grown, but we tell them it's important to say how you feel.
Mm-hmm.
And a matter of fact, there's a book out there too that's written that they say it's okay to say that you're not okay.
Yes.
And that's the problem that we have in the world today is people don't want to say how they're feeling.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden a person just goes off, or they do the ultimate and kill themselves and don't realize that, there was a person that you could have talked to,
Yes.
and there's somebody else that has went through that same thing that you went through. And as you stated earlier, it's people sharing their stories.
Yes.
Taking the time out and sharing your stories, because our stories aren't just for us. Just like our smile is not for us.
Right.
It's to help somebody else. And that's, again, working together as a community.
Love it. Love it. Oh, my goodness. What else? Is there anything else that you guys want to talk about? I think I done went through all my questions.
No, not really, but we just naturally want to thank you for opening the door for us, because
I want y'all to talk some more.
we are
so much. I want y'all to talk some more.
we are interested in expanding, and we are networking, so we network in Vernon. We have a connection in Middletown, because we know, as Chad already said, that'll make us stronger as we begin to network with the different towns around us. So that's one of our main things. And I have to be honest, I just see so many things that, that's on my heart. I see eventually being an economic base. I see eventually, and like our web page is new, but I have envision and ideas of every month putting up like a Black business, so to help spread their awareness about their business and how we should support one another, or even having like the poet of the month, or the singer of the month, or something, but just to really, really host and show that Black people, African Americans, are awesome. We are. But I'm telling you, sometimes if you look at TV, you would know it. You know what I mean? Because there's so many negative things that go on. So we, as people of color, African American, Black, whatever name you want to use, we really should be putting out as many positive things as we can. And we should be trying to help as much as we can, help our young people, our young Black men, give them hope that, that they can be anything. They thought when, President Obama, that was the be and all, but, it really get changed at the grassroots, like what you do and, what we're doing. It really get changed there in your community, to strengthen our young people. So, we have ideas, we have goals, and naturally it take money, and for nonprofits, that's always a struggle to keep the money coming in. That nonprofits, and especially if the climate get bad, but we're hopeful and we're thankful that we're able, as a young organization, to do the things that we have done, and like I say, I have big ideas. I may not be here to carry it on. They'll carry it on, and some other ones I hope will carry them, carry the mantle on.
I was
But
talking about my son came and showed me some papers the other day that he's a teacher, and I guess it's Teachers Week or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and the little notes that the young people gave him, it was just so touching. Thank you for being my hype man, Mr. Will. Thank you for, and he said one kid told him, Mr. Will, my mom is real pretty. Can you be but the notes that the young people gave him, thank you for giving us, bringing food to the school, giving us food, giving us snacks and all. And it was just so touching, to have some, a young black man is caring about these young kids. And that's why what you guys are doing is just so important.
it is to have representation
Yes.
of yourself.
Yes.
And it encourages them, I can be that.
Yeah.
The more they see that,
Yeah.
that they can be that. And again, in our town, very little representation. I do have to give a shout out to Chief Fox.
Yes.
I don't want him saying, I'm saying something about all of Enfield. Our chief is doing a fantastic
awesome.
job.
Yes,
Wow.
He's
awesome.
bringing in women, people of color. I mean, so he's doing a fantastic job, but we can use representation in other parts, like in our school, in the municipal boards and, fire, police department and all. I mean, not the police, but the fire department. We could use representation, in all those areas.
Y'all doing
Yes.
a great job
Yes.
getting the word out there.
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
one of
making
our
people aware.
goals, that they would look at it and feel like they do have a voice and that they can make a difference, So, yeah.
Okay.
And we also have a book club.
Okay.
We have a book club. We are reading Baldwin, because this is the year Baldwin's 100th would have been his 100th birthday. So
Okay.
we are reading the Baldwin book. We all have our sections that we're supposed to read, and then we will go live. We'll be going live, and I think
Wow.
that's next month. Is it next month?
For July? I forget. I'm not
So
sure.
when you say you go live, you guys gonna read on a program that's gonna be
Yeah.
Facebook.
On Facebook. We'll be on Facebook, and we're going to do a discussion.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be kind of set up like this, a little discussion
Right.
about the book.
okay.
And we're going to have our food and laugh and joke about it. And then we'll go live about doing
Oh
that.
wow,
Yeah.
that's wonderful.
Yeah.
And that's important because education, no matter what form it's in,
Mm-hmm.
is important because the mind and the body are fierce when used together. And we tend to separate the two.
Mm-hmm.
But Paul Robeson, he was both. He's an example right there.
Mm-hmm.
So we can do all things well, as Frederick Douglass said. And the thing is, we aren't being told
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
And I noticed this when I was a kid. And thank God I grew up in D.C. where it was Chocolate City.
Yeah.
And the mayor was black, all my teachers were black, principals, doctors, they were all black. So I saw what I could become.
Yeah.
But when I looked at the buildings and the cars, and I wondered if the person who made that, does he look like me?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And those are questions that people who look like me ask,
Uh-huh.
but the people who don't take for granted. Because if I think that, okay, the person who made that computer or designed those computers, if they don't look like me, but the person that looks like me bounces a basketball, then what are my limitations?
Exactly.
Where are my dreams? Is it just bouncing a ball? Or is it the person that perhaps owns the company that built the stadium in which they play in?
Yeah.
And that's what we have to realize.
Yes.
You have to hit this.
Yeah.
And as a matter of fact, my dad's, he's 91, so he's seen like all this stuff.
Yeah.
And he said that we need to focus on skilled labor. So electricians, plumbers, welders, machinists.
Yeah.
We need to have our community doing that. He said, these are his words, that's where the money is.
Oh yeah.
And I have a friend, young friend, he lives in Maryland. He's not a kid, he's a grown man. He makes $150,000 easily.
Mm-hmm.
He said, if I did overtime, I can make $300,000.
Wow.
Wow.
The
Wow.
money's there,
Yes, it is.
but well, I don't want to go to the history of this, but we're not in it.
Yeah.
We're not in it. So we have to get it. And that's the plan. Educate.
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 Mhm.
Because everyone doesn't go to college.
Right.
They can go to trade school.
Right.
Exactly.
We have to give them, but they don't know that.
Yeah, exactly.
So we have to tell them that.
Mm-mm. Wonderful, wonderful information for our young people, for our old people. And the thing is, too, Roz, I feel funny calling it just Roz. so long. I love the fact that you too, that at our ages, that we are still out here pushing and doing things for the community. And my kids be saying, Mom, when it's time for you to go, ain't gonna be nothing left for you to say. That's right. That's right. I'll keep going. I'll keep doing. I'll keep until I.
Yes.
You know, we still got a lot to say.
I hear you, and that's
Still
how I
got a lot of
feel. I
smoke and fire.
really don't want to be sitting in a rocking chair somewhere.
Exactly.
It's too much to do, you know what I mean? Then it keeps you young also when
Yeah.
you stay busy, keep your mind active and staying up with things. So no, when I go, that's how I want to go. I want to go
Yeah,
being influenced, being positive, encouraging others. Because at the end of the day, what all we're talking about is about people.
Exactly.
It is about people,
Exactly.
you know, and we want to see each person life that we touch be everything they can be, that they can have dreams, they can have hopes, they can be anything and go forward.
right,
So, we definitely want to do that,
I absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
We want to talk about one more time to talk about the date of Juneteenth and the time and all of that. You just want to say it one more time.
Okay.
Date.
It's June 15th at the Enfield Town Green. It starts at 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. And we hope you to come. We want you to come. Tell everybody. Everybody come. You need to be there to celebrate. We got great things going on. Great things.
Oh, I forgot to mention, a part of our Juneteenth celebration, we will have our African American exhibit. That's part of our project. We are working on African Americans that lived in Enfield. They wasn't, well known, but they were pillars in that community. They paid their taxes, they raised their kids. So we have already begun the project, and some of it is hanging up in the Enfield Public Library. So we'll have an expanded display at Juneteenth, and then from there it'll go into the Enfield Historical Museum. And again, we are the first ones. They have some black people, and they have Robeson in there. But as far as someone putting it in there, that's of color. So we had our first Juneteenth, and how we got started, and our shirts and our book and everything put into that museum. So.
Okay, that's the book right there.
Yep, that's the book.
Yes.
All right. Wonderful. Anybody else have anything else to say?
I can talk now.
No, you can.
Yes, you
I
can.
saw that when I came in the door. Any final words you want to say?
So for Juneteenth, the festival, please come out, one and all, because, again, a celebration of American freedom. It's an American holiday, it's an American festival. We're Americans. Come join us, please.
All right.
And it's from 11 to 6, and a specific time from 2:30 to 3:30 will be the workshop where the Afro-Semitic Experience Band will be teaching Semitic dancing and some drumming. and then they will have an opportunity to get on the stage and perform. So that specific time, if you have any young people that want to join, and you don't have to live in Enfield now. That's why we're here. We're in Windsor. We're in Windsor. You don't have to live in Enfield. So come out that day and support us. Come out and have a great time.
Okay. All right. You have anything else to say, Melissa?
No, hey, we said it all. Just come on out.
Yes.
Come on out. It's going to be a day of fun. It's going to be a
Yes.
day of fun. And we have a lot of stuff for the youth, too.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, old-fashioned, the sack races, potato sack race. We're going old school. We're going old school.
All right now.
So we're going to have some fun.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yep.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, I want to say, first of all, thank you guys for coming down to visit.
You're so
It was
welcome.
so nice to meet you, Melissa and Chad, and of course, I already know you
Yes.
way back. But it was so good to sit. I would see you from a distance, I'd say, but never had a chance to just sit down and
Right.
talk with you. So this has been a blessing to have you here today, that you guys took the time to come down. And
Thank you.
I'm praying that the event will be just like so beautiful. So many people are going to show up, and so and all of the efforts that you guys are making, I'm praying that it will grow and just really will help so many people, young people.
Yes.
You know, so I really appreciate you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank
Thank you.
you.
Thank you.
We appreciate you.
So I want y'all to just share with y'all friends and all of that stuff.
We will.
We will.
I will do as well. So thank you. So Win TV audience, as I always say, we love to share so many negative things. People do, not you guys. But we want you to share this video because there's so much positive information. And I've been your host since 2008. And I really appreciate you guys for watching and sharing and all of that. So I thank you for watching, and have a good day, night, or whatever time you watch this show. And I thank you again.